Hi everybody! If you need to know what red flags are, you wanted some descriptions of some red flags, stay tuned because I got a few good ones for you. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. You're watching Real Life with Michelle and I'm Michelle. Red flags. Let's talk about red flags. Do you want to know what red flags are? I've got some really good descriptions of some that I should have listened to. Some I really should have listened to. Some I did. Some I just let slide. That was dumb of me. I should always pay attention to red flags, always. If you have that feeling, that heavy feeling in your heart that something's wrong, something probably is wrong, and that's probably a red flag. First off, let's talk about texting. Texting and calling. If they text you and call you all the time, that's something wrong with that. Something wrong with that. If they text you and call you and you don't answer and they get upset with you, something's wrong with that. Listen, I dated a guy once that thought it was appropriate to give me a phone. I already had a phone, but he gave me another phone. And this phone was for only his use. For him to text me and call me at any time of the day, whenever he wanted to. And I was to give this phone number to nobody. Not my kids, not my family, not my friends, nobody. It was his personal phone. Now, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. And eventually I did break up with him and I gave the phone back. I did give the phone back, which he wasn't real happy about. He tried giving it back to me. It was just a big long mess. That's another video. If you get in an argument, here's another one. If you're arguing about something, or if you're having trying to have a nice conversation about something to get your point across, and all they do is blow up and scream at you, and they don't want to listen, that's a red flag. You need a partner that will sit down and communicate with you at your level, or at a human being level, not a raging maniac level, that doesn't want to hear you, that all they do is want to scream over top of you. That is a red flag. That's a big red flag. Break up with that person. Your personal space. You have personal space. Even though you're in a relationship, you need time by yourself and you need your personal space. I got a lot of stories on this. A lot, but I'll tell you a few. I was with a man once that when he would mow the yard, he would go out on a tractor and mow the yard. He would put a lawn chair out in the middle of the yard and say, sit here. You sit here while I mow the yard. You do that. So I did for like the first time and the second time, and I took something out to read and I'm thinking, this is nuts. What is wrong? This isn't my problem. This is his problem. What is going on? So the next time he decided to mow the yard, he put the chair out there. And at this point, I'm like, this ain't right. So I did. I went and sat in the chair, and I waited about 5 minutes, and he started mowing the yard, and I got up, and I went in the house. And what do you think he did? He shut the tractor off, came in the house, said, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you at? Why are you out? And I'm like, I'm not sitting in that chair. I'm not sitting in that chair. You could go finish mowing the yard, but I'm not sitting in that chair. And by golly, I never sat in that chair again. And he was not happy about that. Not at all. All right, another story on that. Same guy. He had a lot of problems. I would take a bath. And, normally, a person can go in and take a bath or a shower. They shut the door and they just wash their hair, whatever they got to do. And they come out and they're done. That's a normal relationship. No, not this one. I was expected to leave the bathroom door open at all times. I would go in, and if I would shut the bathroom door, he would get extremely mad at me. So I would have to leave the bathroom door open. Well, that lasted a few times. And I have this personality that no, you're not going to tell me what to do. Sorry. Ain't happening. So I went in there, and what do you think I did? I shut the door and I locked it. And what do you think he did? He busted the door open. Absolutely he did. Broke the lock and busted the door open. I wasn't with him much longer after this. Another red flag. If he promises you big things. If you're with him and he promises you the world, he's going to give you a big house one day and a brand new Cadillac and anything you want, that's a red flag. Red flag, red flag, red flag. That ain't gonna happen. You're not gonna get the big house and you're not gonna get the Cadillac. Trust me, I know. So if they're promising you big things, book it. Book it now. Okay, another one, controlling. If they try to control your every move, get away, quick. I was with a guy that every time I needed to go to the grocery store or anywhere on that matter, he insisted on driving me. And he would sit in the car and wait for me to get done. And he would control everywhere I went. He had to know everywhere I went. Well, that didn't last long either, because I would get in the car and just go and tell him, bye, I'll see you later, I'm going to the grocery store, bye. Going to the grocery store, real quick, bye. And before he could say anything, I'm in the car and I'm gone. So what do you think he started doing? Checking my mileage. He would check my mileage. So, if you have a guy that's controlling, and I've got more stories to come on all of this, get away. Book it, get away, bam, get out of there. You don't need a guy checking your mileage or driving you all around town, because you're perfectly capable of doing that yourself. Okay, if your family doesn't like him, that's another red flag. If your family is just kind of trying to like him because you like him and they don't really like him, and they're saying, I don't really like him, listen to your family. Your family knows. If you're divorced looking for someone else and your kids don't like the guy, just stop there, because it's not going to work. If your family doesn't like the guy, listen to your mom, listen to your dad, listen to whoever in your family saying, I don't like him. Okay, next red flag. If they're feeling insecure. Oh, I got so many stories on this, believe me. All right, I was with a guy that when he was at work, he would call me nonstop. All day. I don't even know how he did his job, okay? It was constant call. If I didn't answer the phone, which it got to the point where I stopped answering the phone. I knew it was him, and I stopped answering the phone, because by golly, you're not going to do that to me. You're not going to call and check up on me because you're insecure. So when I didn't answer the phone, what do you think he did? He called my mother. So they were looking for me. So, and my mom at this point knew what I was doing, so she would call me and say, well, he called. And at the time, my grandmother was alive, so he would call my mother, and if my mom would just, I don't know where she's at. Well, my mom knew darn well I was home. He would call my grandmother. Yeah. So then it got to the point where he was so insecure, if I didn't answer the phone, and my mom didn't know where I was, and my grandma said she didn't know where I was, when all along I was home, just listening to the phone ring, he would leave work. He left work. You know how many, he left work so many times looking for me when I would be home, and he'd come home and he'd go, why didn't you answer the phone? Oh, I was busy. Red flag, red flag. And then when he got home from work at the end of the day, he would check my call log. So it got to the point where I got smart on that, so I started deleting the call log for the day. So that didn't make him very happy at all, but it's like, come on. So anyway, red flags. Those are just a few red flags. Stay away from people like that. Just stay away. Just stay away. That's all I got. That's all I got for you. Just run. Just run. Alright, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Hit the little subscribe button and then the little bell next to it, and come back for more videos, because who knows when I'm going to film next. I got a lot to talk about. Bye.